Special instructions. 1. In the early morning, answer the calls of nature and sit for the practice. Practice pranayama in a dry, well-ventilated room. Pranayama requires deep concentration and attention. It is always better to have the practice in a steady sitting posture. Do not keep anyone by your side to avoid distraction of your mind. 2. Before you sit for pranayama practice, thoroughly clean the nostrils well. You can take a small quantity of fruit juice or a small cup of milk or coffee even before the practice. When you finish the practice, take a cup of milk or light tiffin after 10 minutes. 3. Have one sitting only in the morning during summer. If there is heat in the brain or head, apply amla oil or butter on the head before you take your bath. Take mishri sharbat by dissolving sugar candy in water. This will cool your whole system. Do sitli pranayama also. You will not be affected by the heat. 4. Strictly avoid too much talking, eating, sleeping, mixing with friends, and exertion. Verily yoga is not for him who eateth too much, nor who abstaineth to excess, is addicted to too much sleep, nor even to wakefulness. Take a little ghee with rice when you take your meals. This will lubricate the bowels and allow vayu to move downwards freely. 5. Mitharam vina yastu yogrambham tu karayat, nanroga bhavittasya kinchid yogo na siddhyati. Without observing moderation of diet, if one takes to the yoga practices, he cannot obtain any benefit but gets various diseases. 6. Perfect celibacy for 6 months or 1 year will doubtless enable you to acquire rapid progress in the practice and in spiritual advancement. Do not talk with ladies. Do not laugh and joke with them. Shun their company entirely. Without brahmacharya and dietetic regulations, if you practice yogic exercises, you will not get maximum benefit in the spiritual practices. But, for ordinary health you can practice mild exercises. 7. Be regular and systematic in your practice. Never miss a day. Stop the practice when you are ailing seriously. Some people twist the muscles of the face when they do kumbhaka. It should be avoided. It is a symptom to indicate that they are going beyond their capacity. This must be strictly avoided. Such people cannot have a regulated rejka and puraka. 8. Obstacles in yoga: sleeping in daytime, late vigil overnight, excess of urine and faces, evil of unwholesome food, and laborious mental operation with prana. When one is attacked by any disease, he says that the disease is due to the practice of yoga. This is a serious mistake. 9. Get up at 4 a.m. meditate or do japa for half an hour. Then do asanas and mudras. Take rest for 15 minutes. Then do pranayama. Physical exercises can be conveniently combined with asanas. If you have sufficient time at your disposal, you can have it after finishing all the yogic exercises and meditation. Pranayama can also be performed as soon as you get up from bed just before japa and meditation. It will make your body light and you will enjoy the meditation. You must have a routine according to your convenience and time. 10. Maximum benefit can be derived if japa also is done during the practice of asanas and pranayama. 11. It is always better to start japa and meditation in the early morning at 4 a.m. as soon as you get up from bed. At this time the mind is quite calm and refreshed. You can have good concentration. 12. Vast majority of persons waste their precious time in the early morning in answering the calls of nature for half an hour and washing their teeth for another half an hour. This is bad. Aspirants should try to defecate within 5 minutes and cleanse their teeth within 5 minutes. If the bowels are constipated, have vigorous practice of salabha, bhujanga and dhanur asanas for 5 minutes as soon as you get up from bed. If you are habituated to answer the call of nature, late, you can do so after finishing the yogic exercises. 13. First do japa and meditation. Then you can take to asana and pranayama exercises. Then finish the course of practice by another short sitting in meditation. 14. As there is always some drowsiness when you get up from bed, it is desirable to do some asanas and a little pranayama for 5 minutes just to drive off this drowsiness and to make you fit for meditation. The mind gets one-pointed after the practice of pranayama. Pranayama, though it concerns with the breath, gives good exercise for various internal organs and the whole body. 15. The general order of doing kriyas is, first do all asanas, then mudras, then pranayama and then dhyana. Since the early morning time is suitable for meditation, you can follow this order: japa, meditation, asanas, mudras and pranayama. This is a better way. You can follow the order which is suitable to you. After doing asanas, take rest for 5 minutes and then begin pranayama. 16. Some hatha yogic books interdict cold bath in the early morning. Probably the reason may be that one may catch cold or develop any complaint of the lungs if he takes cold bath at 4 a.m., particularly in cold places like Kashmir, Mussoorie, Darjeeling, etc. There is no restriction in hot places. I am always in favor of cold baths before one starts the yogic practices, as it is refreshing and stimulating. It drives off drowsiness. It brings an equilibrium of circulation of blood. There is a healthy flow of blood towards the brain. 17. Asanas and pranayama remove all sorts of diseases, improve health, energize digestion, invigorate the nerves, straighten the Sushumna Nadi, remove rajas and awaken Kundalini. Practice of asanas and pranayama bestows good health and steady mind. As no sadhana is possible without good health, and as no meditation is possible without a steady mind, Hatha Yoga is of immense use for dhyana yogins, karma yogins, bhaktas and Vedantins as well. 18. The maintenance of the body is impossible without asanas or any kind of physical exercises or activities. Even an orthodox Vedantin is an unconscious Hatha Yogi. He practices some kind of asana daily. He practices pranayama also unconsciously because during meditation, pranayama comes by itself. 19. Whenever you feel uneasy, depressed or dejected, practice pranayama. You will be at once filled with new vigor, energy and strength. You will be elevated, renovated and filled with joy. Do this and try. Before you begin to write something, an essay, an article or a thesis, do pranayama first. You will bring out beautiful ideas and it will be an inspiring, powerful and original production. 20. Be regular in the practice. Regularity in the practice is very necessary if one wants to realize the maximum benefits of asanas and pranayama. Those who practice by fits and starts will not derive much benefit. Generally, people practice for 2 months in the beginning with great enthusiasm and leave off the practice. This is a sad mistake. They always want a yogic teacher by their side. They have got the effeminate leaning mentality. They are lazy, torpid and slothful. 21. People do not want to remove mala, impurity, by selfless service and vikshepa by yogic practices. They at once jump to awaken the Kundalini and raise Brahmkara vritti. They will only break their legs. Those who attempt to awaken the Kundalini by asanas and pranayama should have purity in thought, word and deed. They should have mental and physical brahmacharya. Then only they can enjoy the benefits of awakening the Kundalini. 22. Sow the seed of spirituality in your young age. Do not waste virya. Discipline the indriyas and mind. Do sadhana. When you become old, it will be difficult for you to do any rigid sadhana. Therefore be on the alert during your teens. You will see for yourself in a short time the particular benefits you derive from particular kinds of sadhana. 23. When you advance in spiritual practices, you must observe strict mona, vow of silence, for 24 hours continuously. This must be continued for some months also. Everyone should select a course of few exercises in asana, pranayama and meditation according to one's temperament, capacity, convenience and requirement. 24. it is quite possible for a man to practice celibacy, albeit there are various sorts of temptations and distractions. A well-disciplined life, study of scriptures, satsanga, japa, dhyana, pranayam, sattvic and moderate diet, daily introspection and inquiry, self-analysis and self-correction, sadachara, practice of yama, niyama, physical and verbal tapas, all will pave a long way in the attainment of this end. People have irregular, unrighteous, immoderate, irreligious, undisciplined life. Hence they suffer and fail in the attainment of the goal of life. Just as the elephant throws sand on its own head, so also they themselves bring difficulties and troubles on their own heads on account of their foolishness. 25. Do not shake the body unnecessarily. By shaking the body often the mind also is disturbed. Do not stretch the body every now and then. The asana should be steady and firm as a rock when you do pranayama, japa and meditation. 26. You must find out for yourself according to your health and constitution what sort of dietetic regulation will suit and what particular pranayama will exactly help you. Then only you can safely proceed with your sadhana. First read all the instructions of the various exercises given in this book from the beginning to the end. Clearly understand the technique. If you have any doubts, just ask any yogic student to demonstrate and then practice it. This is the safest method. You should not select any one of the exercise at random and begin to practice it in a wrong way. 27. In all the exercises, I have suggested mantra Om as the time unit. You can have your Guru mantra, Rama, Siva, Gayatri or mere number as the time unit according to your inclination. Gayatri or Om is the best for pranayama. In the beginning you must observe some time unit for Puraka, Kumbhaka and Rechaka. The time unit and the proper ratio comes by itself when you do the Puraka, Kumbhaka and Rechaka as long as you can do it comfortably. When you have advanced in the practice, you need not count or keep any unit. You will be naturally established in the normal ratio through force of habit. 28. For some days in the beginning you must count the number and see how you progress. In the advanced stages, you need not distract the mind in counting. The lungs will tell you when the required number is finished.